Now let's talk about the CSS margin. You can see the definition here. Margins are used to create space around the elements outside of an defined borders. It means that it is the space outside of the border. Okay. You can see here one example, or you can see the picture here. And outside of this red border part, this is the margin. And 25 mm is the top margin. And you can see this is the right margin. And this is the bottom margin. And this is the left margin. So in this video, we'll just discuss about the a margin top value, or you can say the margin top property. Another one is the margin bottom property, margin right property, margin left fat property, and margin shorthand property. We can define the margin top, bottom, right, and left value at once also. And after that, auto value. Auto value means if we want to make the HTML element, if you want to put the HTML element into the horizontally center, then we can use the auto value. After that, inherits value. If we have already defined some properties of HTML in the parent element, then we can just inherit that value into the child element of the HTML. And after that, margin collapse. So what is margin collapse and how we can solve the margin collapse in CSS? We'll discuss it. And first of all, let's go into the VS Code and let's start our coding part. At first, let's create another file here, CSS margin.html. I'll show the example in the internal CSS. First of all, shift in one place, and I can get this default code here. And inside the head section, let's create here the style HTML tag. And inside the style HTML element, I can just write here the CSS properties. Before that, first of all, let's create here the div element here. Div is a block level element, and inside the div element, let's create here another paragraph tag. And inside the paragraph tag, just type the lorem and just press the enter. You will get the default text here, and to practice and to test some such types of things in CSS. And if I press on the go live option here, then I can get this normal text, normal lorem text. I want to go into the VS Code, and I want to give here some style. And if I need some, first of all, I want to give here the border. So just type the div element here and just type the border shorthand property, that is 1 pixel solid red. And if I go to the browser, now I got here the border with the red color. And if I want some space of the margin top, it means if I need some space in the top of this border, then I can just write here the margin top. And in margin top, I can give the value as, if I give the value 30 pixel, and if I again go to the browser, then I can get here the space between the top border. And if I need some space from the right side, then I can just type here a margin dash right, and I can give here the 20 pixel from the right side, and I can get space from the 20 pixel from the right side. If I need some space in the bottom, then I can just type here the margin and then bottom. And if I give here the 15 pixel, then I can get here space 50 pixel, but I cannot see here, but it will contain the 15 pixels from the bottom side. And also if I need a space from the left side, then I can use the margin left properties, and that is if I need 25 pixel from the left side, then I can get 25 pixel from the left side. Again, I want to use here the another property, that is width property. And if I put the width as 250 pixel from here, we'll discuss about the width properties in later upcoming videos also. But first of all, if I create a width property, then I can make the border size as smaller. And after that, if I use the shorthand property, that is shorthand properties, I use only the margin. And if I give the 30 pixels for the top margin, 20 pixels for the right margin, 15 pixels for the bottom margin, and 25 pixels for the left margin. And if I put these 4 types of margin in comment section, then I can get the same output as before, because I haven't changed anything here. I'm just using the shorthand properties of the margin. Okay. And if I write only the margin, that is 30 pixel only, it means that I have provided all the sides, that is margin top, right, left, and bottom, that is 30 pixels. Okay. If I provide only the 30 pixels. So if I comment down these things, Ctrl+C, and if I go to the browser, this is the 30 pixels from the all the sides from the 30 pixels. Okay. Margin 30 pixels. And if I type 30 pixels and 20 pixels, it means top and bottom is 30 pixels and right and left is 20 pixels. So this is the properties from this part. Okay, I want to put this also inside the comment section. And if I go to the browser, now you can see the 30 pixels from the top and bottom and 20 pixels for the left and right. And if I put here the another 15 pixels, then this is for 20 pixels for top and top options, 20 pixels for right and left, and 15 pixels for the bottom. Okay. And if I type here the only the that is margin and only the 30 pixels comma 20 pixels, and I can put it the 30 pixels and the 20 pixels, and if I give the semicolon here, it means that the top and bottom is 30 pixels and right and left is 20 pixels. Okay, in this way you can put the different values of the certain properties of the margin. And if I want to put this into the center, then first of all I want to again uncomment this width part from here by pressing the Ctrl+K option, and I'm getting the 250 pixels. And I can just give the margin value as margin value as auto. And if I keep the margin value as auto, then it divides the exact equal space between the left margin and the right margin. It actually divides into the 50-50 parts of the left margin and the right margin. So in this way you can use the auto part. And if I use here the margin top value here, okay, another value is margin top value. And if you put the margin top value as the 30 pixel from here, and if I create here another class that is my class, and inside the my class, if I use the margin top, and if I type the inherits value here, this is the inherits property. I'm just inherits the value from the div element margin top value into the my class. Then if I again use here, if I create another paragraph inside here, and if I use this class, any class is equals to you can make the my class, and inside the my class I can give here any message. This is my normal paragraph or whatever you want. And if I can go into the browser, now you can see the top margin is 30 pixels, and also inside this div element, this takes the 30 pixels inside this text also. So I'm not writing here the 30 pixels here. I'm just inherits the value from the div element, that is the margin top. Okay, so in this way you can use the inherits property. And now let's talk about the margin collapse concepts. First of all, I want to comment all this part. Control K C, Control K C, Control K C. Okay, just type Control K C. This is comment, and this is also the comment. And after this I want to make the two HTML element, and that is S1. And if I give if I use the margin property, and if I want to put the margin button as 50 pixels, then top as 0 pixel, right as 0 pixels, button as 50 pixels, and left as 0 pixels. And after that I want to make the another element, that is S2 element, and inside this I want to make the margin top, that is margin top value as 40 pixels, then just type the 40 pixels, after that 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels. This remaining value becomes the 0 pixels. And if I want to create the div tag, and I want to give the border as 1 pixel solid red. Okay, and inside this div tag I want to use here the h1 tag, and I can give the I want to use the h1 tag, and I can give the message that this is heading 1, and also inside the h2 tag I can give the message as this is heading 2. Okay, why this is becomes error. Okay, just this is div and this is div. H1 close, H2 close, div close. Okay, now if I go to the browser here, now you can see this is heading 1 and this is heading 2, and this is heading 1 and it contains the margin bottom 50 pixel, and this is heading 2 and this contains the margin top as 40 pixels. But actually it must be 90 pixels, because margin heading 1 has the 40 pixels margin bottom, and heading 2 has the 40 pixels margin top. So it must have to 90 pixels between this is heading 1, this is heading 2. But actually this is heading 1 has the 50 pixels margin bottom value, and it will contain only the 50 pixels gap between this is heading 1 and this is heading 2. So it only contains the 50 pixels gap between the this is heading 1 and this is heading 2, and this is known as the margin collapse. So how we can solve this such types of problem in CSS, we'll discuss it later. But up to this times, I think you got my point and you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you get any confusion regarding this video, you can ask me in the comment section. I will reply to you. Thank you so very much.